Story time. Yeah. So I remember my first major job being that of, well, pretty much a factory worker. I worked at this magical place that essentially made soda cans. And it was pretty cool. Um, the first few times. I've been doing it roughly every summer. But every year I go back there, I usually undergo orientation, training, and sometimes, not very often, development. Orientation, training, and development is something that companies use to sort of get their employees or their new hires up to speed. My first jaunt into this company was, I guess, in the form of a very informal interview. I went to the place and they sat me down and they're like, "Okay, Brad, here's the deal." And they laid out pretty much everything. They gave me an orientation. They gave me a policy orientation, which was an orientation in which they tell you about, you know, disciplinary actions, sick days, how many days off you get during your stay there. I was really just a summer hire, so I didn't have a whole lot of rights, but they let me know that the company's policies. So policy orientation was pretty simple. After that, we moved on to procedural orientation, which was they let me know essentially where important things were in the factory. They let me know where fire extinguishers were. They let me know about their evacuation plan. They let me know how to get the crap out of there if something bad went down. Invaluable, invaluable. So, um, in a sense, policy and procedure orientation kind of go hand in hand. Policy orientation deals with the employee themselves, and procedural orientation deals with the environment around the employee, just to ensure that safety and knowledge and stuff like that. In the Tucker chapters, it says that orientation greatly increases company loyalty. It also reduces turnover, and it just has a bunch of different benefits when it comes to relating the employee to the company. The Tucker chapter on orientation, training, and development says that there are 6 key elements to an effective orientation program, and I feel that in terms of me, that would have been something that I would have acquired the longer I stayed there. I think orientation lasts as long as you're working there until you finally get everything down pat. I think orientation continues until a certain level of comfortability is found between coworkers and management and yourself as an employee. So there are 6 key elements. There's the supervisor, the mentor, there's partnership with peers, self-development, feedback, and orientation videos. Now, this is kind of an exhaustive list. Well, pretty much. It just covers a lot of really good things. I know that I've done orientation videos. Some of the craziest, I don't know, crazy is a good term to use, but some of the strangest videos have been made out of just orientation training videos. The announcers are always kind of weird, and they always talk like this. You'll want to do this way because it's safe, and we're dedicated to getting customers quality crap. I don't know. Orientation videos are nice because they offer sort of a really grounded lecture kind of thing. It's sort of impartial. So let's see. We'll work back now. Feedback. I know that I've received feedback from management several times, not in the form of a formal report, but at least in the form of verbal feedback. They usually compliment me on my job. It's not a very difficult job, so I would hope that I'm doing it well. Self-development basically dictates that each employee is accountable for his or her self-development, and I'm not sure if there's actually a formal process or if it's just from employee to employee how they feel that they've grown, but I feel that it really builds a lot of character to work in a place where you're usually out of your comfort zone. It's pretty much hard labor, but I felt like, I became kind of a wiser person coming out of it, because you get all this good world experience, and it's really nice. Partnership with peers. Uh, Tucker says this promotes teamwork, and it really does. I've been paired with some of my peers, people my age, to do work at this place, and good friendships are bonded, and it makes the work a hell of a lot easier, kind of a hell of a lot more manageable, and just a lot more fun. Because it kind of sucks when you're sitting there and you're like, I hate everything. So bored. This is going so slow. Having partnership with peers is usually a good thing, because it lets you have a lot better have a lot have a it lets you have a better time while working. There's the mentor, who is a person who assists with the smooth transition into whatever job you're doing. I've had countless mentors. Usually, I'm kind of a generic worker, so I get moved around on the line a lot, and on for janitorial duties too, and for doing stuff that generally no one else really wants to do. But some of it requires equipment that I needed to be trained on, and essentially it's stuff that isn't too in depth. So a mentor fits in there perfectly, and they just show me how to do it, and then they move on with their job. It's really nice. And then lastly, they have the supervisor, who is the key contact for the new hire. So I've gone to my supervisors several times. Usually if I'm unsure about something entirely and I feel like I should take it up with a higher form of management, I usually go to my supervisor and I just ask, well, hey, what's going on with this thing? What is up with this thing? What about that thing? What am I pointing at? Tell me. You're my supervisor. What?